This is the hamburger, which began my TEDx journey here. When Tsinghua TEDx people approached me, we're having the lunch at Chin Chin Cafe on campus. And I ordered the hamburger for no reason, just a random choice, right? And we talked about the TEDx. TEDx people liked me. They said, I'm a good listener, and also I have an engaging personality. Okay, the making friends part is okay, because I'm good at making friends anywhere I go. But the good listener part is a little bit shaky, because usually I talk a lot. Only because I have my mouth full of the hamburger. So they thought that I'm a good listener. But anyway, the Tsinghua TEDx people liked me first because of the hamburger. And then they liked my life and my story, which is filled with adventures. I was born in Hokkaido, Japan. Went to the States and get an MBA from the University of Pennsylvania. I worked in US, Canada, South Korea, Japan, UK, and China. If I ask myself, though, have I been like that? Always like that taking the big chances, making big, bold moves? Was I born like that? No. Actually, I was shy. Let me give you some example. 1987, when I graduated from Japanese university, I got a master's degree in game theory. I started working for an American consulting firm called Boozer and Hamilton for their Tokyo office. And as soon as I started work, they sent me to New York for a 1-week introduction training. And at the end of the training, one of the instructors, a director from Chicago office, told me that, Teiichi, you seem to be a great guy. Why don't you come to Chicago and work with us? Wow. I said, wow, that's a great opportunity. I like the invitation, but I wasn't ready. You know, I had never lived outside of Japan, and I didn't know anything about the US. I didn't even speak good English at that time. So I said no. And then after coming back to Tokyo, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that I said no. What I didn't like was not the opportunity or the consequence. I didn't like my wimpy attitude, not being ready to say yes and hold on to these big chances. After that, I worked a lot in Tokyo and get more experiences. I trained myself to be ready to make those big, bold moves. Let me talk about another example. In year 2007, this time, again, I was in New York. I was working for an accounting firm called KPMG. But at that time, 2007, I saw some of the big financial risk in the States, which was debt. I saw deficit everywhere, like country, government, companies, and consumers. I thought that was unhealthy. So I was looking for something to do, some place to go. This time, I decided to go to Shanghai, China, because that was the big, great growth opportunity. But moving from the US to China means I would give up everything I had at the time, my job, my friends, my whole life in the States. At the same time, it was difficult for me, or someone like me, to go to China at that time, because I didn't speak Chinese, and I didn't have any experience working in China. So nobody agreed with me. Nobody wanted to send me to China. My request for transfer from KPMG US to KPMG China got rejected every time. First, my boss in the States said no. I convinced him, and then together we contacted his counterpart in China, and then this person said no. So we needed to elevate this issue to this counterpart's boss. And she said no. So we elevated again. Then her boss said no. So we elevated again. And his boss said no. But I didn't stop. I got all the no's, but it didn't stop me because I was tenacious. And then I kept asking to the top. And then finally, the yes came from the top of the KPMG China, which is chairman of the KPMG China. He said yes. And finally, I got to go to the US, go to China. And the rest was history, because the next year was 2008, the year of the US financial crisis. And I just escaped it just in time. At the same time, China was a growing opportunity, like a booming economy. Eventually, I made a partner at KPMG China, which might not have been the case if I had stayed in the States. So I took a chance, and then difficult to execute, but I did it with my tenacity, and finally, I got lucky. And I should say, I got rewarded. So that was good example. Let me give you another example. The year 2020, that was a year of the COVID-19. And I had to retire rather early. In Japan, this parting shoulder means an early retirement. You have to go. So suddenly, I had so much free time. I was looking for something to do. Golfing or traveling. What I wanted to do was studying programming. I started studying Python through e-learning. And I found this program called ACP, Advanced Computing Program, at Tsinghua University. That was a great program. So I applied for it, and I put together my application package. I took the online exam. A couple of days after that, the senior professor who was in charge of the program called me, gave me a phone call. And he asked me, Teiichi, why do you apply for this program? Well, this is the question everybody now asking. But then he was the first one who asked me this question. I said, I don't understand your question. You see, this world is now driven by computer science, AI or data science and such. China is leading this trend along with the US. And the Tsinghua University is the best university to study computer science in China. Your program teaches computer science at Tsinghua in English. So there's no reason for me not to apply for this program. The professor liked that answer. So he let me in. I got accepted to this program. So now I'm studying computer science right now as a second-year master's student in one of the most exciting programs in one of the most prestigious universities in the world. That's a great story, right? And then that was also the beginning of my struggle. The Tsinghua, being a graduate student at Tsinghua is very difficult. And I'm struggling. You know that. It is very difficult here. At the same time, though, I'm enjoying every moment of this. I like to be here. Now, I think you understand by now that how I operate, or my algorithm, if you will. And go where you want to go, do what you like, and then learn something completely new. This thing is called, in the computer science, called the epsilon-Greedy method. Here, greedy means do what you want and do what you think is right. This is called exploitation. You go greedy like 95% of the time. And the remaining 5%, small number, like epsilon, you take random actions. This is called exploration. Exploration would allow you to get access to the tremendous potentials and possibilities. This epsilon-Greedy method is the way to avoid the local maximum or suboptimal points. Because you go to the optimal points, suboptimal points, but then you never know where is the other peak. So you can move with this kind of the epsilon exploration. Now, I think it is important to go for the greedy, which is that you know what is right, and then you get to that point. But then when you're achieving some kind of suboptimal or optimal points at the top, where do you go? I think there is always some other opportunity kind of available to you, as long as you are more sort of the risk-taking and then willing to make bold moves. Now, my life in my 20s and 30s, I didn't take some chances, but then I learned from the experience and got ready to make more kind of bold moves. Eventually, I went to the States, get an MBA, and then I got lots of great classmates. I thought that was my golden age. But when I get to the 40s, then I learned more, and then I was ready to make bigger, bolder moves. I came to China, and then made a partner here. Is this my golden age? Maybe, sure. But now, I get another kind of bold move, and then I'm studying computer science here. And I love it. I love every moment of it. So is this my golden age? People may not understand that there is a golden age, right? But after the golden age, there could be platinum, or there could be diamond, right? So it depends on how you see it. And it is important to go for the greedy method, which is keep working on what you want and what you know. But at the top, if you take then more chances and make bold moves, then that would open up the opportunities for you to go even better. I think you open the door to how to embrace life is randomness. And then that would give you the opportunity to go next step, next higher place. You never know when you take randomness, either large or small kind of thing. Just like in my hamburger, which is a small randomness. And I had it, and I didn't know. That led me to this kind of the TEDx talk here. So, again, if you learn anything from my talk or from my experience, definitely I want you to remember that when you see the huge daunting chance coming to you, and you might be afraid of taking it, remember, that was the time you make a difference, and take it, and see what the places this chance will take you, and go for it. My name is Teiichi Atsuya. Thank you very much.